What is up, YouTube? C here, and once again, well, back with another UFC Fight Night preview, also known as picks. You know, trying to be a little more professional now. But yeah, for this week's card, it's well, in the beloved Apex. I know. We're all excited, super excited. All right. Let me stop being a sarcastic dickhead. But yeah, UFC Apex, Kape versus Horiguchi. I don't know, man. Let's just get on into it.
Well, what is up, YouTube? I know that this, alright, so let me preface by saying, I don't know, where I'm gonna put this. This might go after the intro, or this might be the intro itself, depending on, what I do during the editing phase, but, basically what happened was, I recorded the fight preview. I recorded all the picks, my thoughts on the card, yada yada yada. You know how my videos are. You guys see my videos. And so, basically, yeah, I did it, and then I just saw the card. I was like, oh, let me take a look at this card again. And then I saw, oh, wait, they added some fights. Now, before I recorded this video, I actually did, there were some fights I had to remove because, well, they got canceled. Jonathan Denise was one of them. Vinicius versus Giga Chikadze was one of them because, Giga pulled out, and there was also one more that fell out, so I was like, oh, okay. I guess, I'll just record this. Yeah, that's what I did. But I looked back at the card, and I was like, oh, wait, I probably should have, well, checked the card to see if any fights were added, and, basically, as of, Thursday, when I'm recording this, I guess, I don't know what to call it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just basically recording extra because, well, there are 3 fights that were added. And so, if there are there's probably going to be, like, 2 weird cuts in the video, depending on where, because the card, it's finalized, and all the bouts are set, so I'll just put these in as they are. I mean, these first 2 fights that I'll read off, they won't sound as, jarring as, later, because, Vinicius versus, Andre Fili, that'll be, a little more later into the card, so it will sound a little weird, but, yeah, just a quick jump in, basically, on why, things will sound a little off, and also why I may say at the end of the video, like, damn, this card is short, when in reality, well, my dumbass just didn't check the fully completed fight bout, so yeah.
Now, for the first fight on this card, Shane Collins versus Otari Tanzilovi. Now, Shane Collins, undefeated, this will be his UFC debut, and his specialization is in striking, but he does have some jiu-jitsu in his pocket. Now, as for Otari, this is his UFC debut. Now, he has fought on the Contender Series before, but he did lose via split decision. And in my opinion, he probably should have won the fight, because the only thing that his opponent, I believe it was actually I don't know his name. I forgot. It was some black dude, just to be blunt. But the only thing his opponent had on him was the control time. That's about it. But Otari, he outstruck his opponent, and he actually did well on the grappling front. Now, his bread and butter is striking, and it's really well rounded. But yeah, his striking, yeah, it's well rounded. But his grappling, it actually is somewhat decent, because in that Contender Series bout, he got his opponent down to the mat. I believe he went 4 for 16 in takedowns. So, yeah, he can get, if he ever really needs to, he can get the fight down to the canvas. And seeing as Shane does have some decent jiu-jitsu, I mean, maybe he probably shouldn't do that. But who do I have winning this fight? I actually have Otari winning this. And I just think Otari has a well-rounded game and experience that trumps what Shane has. Now, what is his game plan, in my opinion? I just believe he'll keep this on the feet and nullify Shane's grappling. That's really simple. And I think Otari, he wins via second round TKO. Second fight on this card, we got Leon Shabazian and Levan Chokeli. I think that's it. That's probably how you say it, right? Leon, as you can tell by his last name, he's the brother of Edmund Shabazian. Also, this is his UFC debut. Now, he has fought on the Contender Series, but he did lose to Phil Rowe, who is, I believe, I actually checked his record. I believe he's in his last 5, it's 1-4. He's on a 2-5 losing streak. So, yeah, that loss hasn't really aged all that well. And, yeah, he is a submission specialist like his brother, and he really, really loves the guillotine. I mean, this dude fucking loves it. His striking is actually somewhat solid, as from what I've seen on his Contender Series bout. Now, Levan, this is UFC debut, and he is coming over from Bellator. And well, he had a Bellator run of 4-3, so it's not really looking the best. Now he is a striking specialist, but his grappling is somewhat lackluster. Now, as for who I have winning this, there's not really much else to think about. I firmly believe that Leon has an overall more diverse skill set compared to what Levon has. Now, his game plan, it seems pretty obvious to me. He'll pressure Levon towards the cage, keep him on the fence, keep him on the outside. He'll control the inside of the cage, is what I'm getting at. And he'll either get Levon down to the canvas, chase the submission, or just get control time. Maybe those little pitter-patter shots that, as we've seen from other fighters, don't do much. And I think Leon, he wins this by a third round sub. We got Karol Rosa versus Luana Santos. And, WMMA, so I mean, take a shot every time I say this is gonna probably be yours. Actually, hold on. Let me preview this real quick. Karol Rosa started off hot with a 4-5 win streak. Then she took her first loss, and since that point, she's been on a win. She's been basically a win-lose fighter. She's been 4-4. Now, Karol, she's primarily a striker. She specializes in Muay Thai. She also does have some offensive wrestling, but if someone has better grappling, aka offensive wrestling, she'll likely be controlled by them. Now, Luana Santos, judo black belt, which actually seems really rare nowadays. I mean, the only person who else I could think was a judo black belt in the UFC. That dude who GSP fought, I forgot his name. It was some really Brazilian sounding dude. Maybe I'll put his name up there. And Cub Swanson and I'm trying to remember. Car Parisian. There we go. That's the guy I'm thinking of. Yeah. So that's literally like the only 3 judo black belts I can think of. Now she does, as a judo black belt, she possesses the ability to get her opponents down to the mat. What a shocker! And her striking is meh. Yeah, there's really not that much to talk about with these two. And Luana Santos will be the winner of this because look. While Luana doesn't have striking that is on the level of Karol, her judo more than makes up for it. Because this is WMMA. I mean, most of these women don't have the striking on the level of, let's say, Valentina, Alexa Grasso, Zhang Wei Li, Joanna Jacek, hell, even Rose Namajunas, I mean, the bar is pretty low, man. Now, in Karol's last fight, in previous fights, she struggled against goes with any form of better grappling, any form of superior grappling. So, I mean, that's pretty much going to be Luana's game plan. Getting her down to the mat and going for the sub. Pretty simple game plan. I think Luana, she gets a second round sub. Now, for the next fight, we got Gaston Bolanos and Michael Aswell Jr. Gaston, 2-2 UFC career. His basic striking, which, I mean, is just alright, and his grappling is pretty mid, so pretty mid fighter overall. Michael Aswell, 1-2 UFC career. Striking is alright, his grappling is pretty not good. Now, this is the battle of mid. This is essentially a battle of who gets cut. Yeah, I do believe Gaston has a somewhat better overall game compared to Michael. And yeah, this isn't really saying much. Now, if I was Gaston, then I would try to get this down to the mat, but also mix in striking. You see, how am I supposed to? These are like I'm getting a little too close to the mic. I'm sorry. These are like 2K creative characters, bro. Yo, was that MP down there? Yeah, I think Gaston was just by UD. I'm not gonna be professional with this shit, man. Okay, during the UFC, I'm right here recording in an echoey ass bedroom. Yeah, hey man, he shouldn't be doing that. All right, Alan Nascimento versus Mitch Raposo. Yeah, Alan debuts against Tagiro Umbekov and loses. Tagiro Umbekov, no, he doesn't. Actually, I believe he does train him Abdulmanap. Saeed's the guy that doesn't train out of Abdulmanap's camp. That's the guy who I was thinking about. Tagir, he actually trains with him. Loses to Tagir Umbekov. And ever since that loss, he's been on a 4-5 win streak. Now, the area he specializes the most in is BJJ, and apparently his favorite submission is the RNC, which I guess makes sense. Now, he is able to get the fights down to the mat and go for the sub, or there will be cases where he just gets control time, which happens to be most of his fights. And as for striking, it's just meh. Now, Mitch Raposo, back-to-back split decision losses in his first 2 bouts with an overall 1-2 UFC career. His grappling, alright. Striking, alright. Yeah, I do genuinely believe Mitch has a better overall game, because at least it evens out compared to Allen. But Allen's jiu-jitsu is just on a level where he can just dominate his opponent. And I mean, look, that's really all you need in some of these fights, man, especially when you're out of the top 25. Even if they have a better overall MMA game, you just need you could literally look, Sean O'Malley, bro, he literally specializes in striking. His grappling is 0. His grappling is essentially 0, and he still wins. Now, as for Allen's game plan, I mean, what can I say, man? Get his opponent down to the mat, chase for a sub, or just get control time. Maybe throw those little pitter-patter strikes, show the ref you're busy. I'm doing quotation marks with my hands. And I mean, yeah, Allen, I think he actually does get the finish. I think this is a fight, a very finishable fight. You know, he could finish Mitch, finish all over Mitch. 3rd round sub. Now, next fight, Bia Mosqueda versus Melissa Mullins. And yeah, Bia Mosqueda, undefeated, 85% finish rate, kind of crazy. All submission wins came via RNCs. So I think you know what her favorite submission is. She actually does have decent striking, though. Now, as for Melissa Mullins, she's got a 2-2 UFC career, decent striking, and good offensive grappling. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to go with the hype of Bia, because I can see Bia getting Melissa down to the mat and chasing the RNC. And yeah, I really don't believe there's much else to elaborate on. And now, Vinicius Oliveira versus Andre Fili. Now, Vinicius Oliveira, he came off the Contender Series with a KO win. Proceeded to go on a 4-5 win streak. Then he lost to Mario Bautista by a sub, where it was pretty obvious he was gassed out, and maybe the weight cut was too much for him. I think this dude actually said he cut from like 170, 180 pounds, which is crazy for a bantamweight. I mean, you've seen guys like Aljo, even though he was pretty big, he cut like from 170. So not too bit of a bad cut. Now, this will be his featherweight debut, and originally he was supposed to fight Giga Chikadze, but Giga pulled out for some reason. I probably should have put that there, but now, as for Vinicius, he is a striking specialist, but he is actually decently skilled in regards to his offensive grappling. His offensive grappling is actually quite solid, because I believe there was one bout, his bout with Said Nurmagomedov, he actually got a lot of takedowns in that fight. And now Said, you may be thinking from his last name, no, he doesn't train with Khabib's camp, but he is a brother, you know. I mean, all those guys gotta have somewhat decent grappling. I mean, hell, even Shara has decent grappling. Shara Magomedov has decent grappling. Well, some cases he does, but anyways, yeah. I will say though, if Vinicius goes against someone as skilled as Mario in this division, which there are quite a few people that are, he could get far in his division. But yeah, Vinicius, if he goes against someone as skilled as Mario, he will struggle, especially if they got better grappling. Now, Andre Fili, UFC vet, but this dude is the definition of a mid-fight fighter. This dude, his furthest win streak in the UFC has been 2 fights. This dude is the definition of a mid-fighter. And now, for his bread and butter, it is striking, but he does possess some grappling. And this dude, he is a bit of a decision dud. I mean, this dude fucking loves to split decisions. Now, who do I have winning this fight? Yeah, Vinicius Oliveira. Now, look, I did put Vinicius is younger than Andre Fili, but it's by like 5 years. So, but Andre does have a lot of fight mileage, but I do just see this as a clear winner. Vinicius, he is the overall better fighter, and I do firmly believe this dude is more skilled compared to Andre. And I will say his youth is an advantage because Vinicius, this dude has had 20 plus fights, but I mean his youth compared to his fight mileage compared to Andre's is, I'd say, a lot less. Now, as for his game plan, it does seem pretty clear to me. Keep this on the feet, outstrike Andre. You know, maybe go mix in, maybe set up KO he won't see coming. And if things do get difficult on the feet, get him down to the floor, get him down to the cage, get him down to the canvas. I mean, seems pretty easy for me. Seems pretty easy for him. Now, Vinicius, yeah, he wins this fight first round TKO. Milsic B versus Mirzali Magomedov. Wow. How could I pronounce that but not the other guy? Oh, wow. Maybe I should have practiced this. Oops. Yeah, Milsic, he's been pretty inactive. This dude's been 1-2 in his last 3. He is decently well-rounded, though. I'll give him that. But his specialization is striking, and I will say his grappling is a weakness. And in all of his losses, he's been finished. I actually think this dude, his most recent fight was against Gene Silva, I'm pretty sure. I believe. And he actually lost to him, so I guess a bit of a fun fact. Or I'm probably mixing him up with someone else. I mean, y'all really want me to keep track of who's on the roster? Shit, hell no. Now, Magomedov, this is his UFC debut. 100% finish rate, undefeated, 10-0. He is the literal definition of well-rounded. And I mean, if I was to say what he specializes in most, it would be that his jiu-jitsu and boxing, they're pretty good. They're like his little specializations, what he excels at. Now, yeah, I think it's gonna pretty clear that Milsic is being fed to Magomedov. And Magomedov has a really well-rounded game to where I just genuinely believe he can win however he wants to. And I see Magomedov winning via second round sub. Now, for the next fight, Andre Lima versus Kevin Borjas. Now, Andre Lima, undefeated. I'm pretty sure the only reason y'all probably even recognize his name is where he got bit by his opponent and got a DQ win. But his kickboxing, pretty solid actually. It's pretty good. Now, Kevin Borjas, 1-4 UFC career. Somewhat good striking, and he doesn't really excel anywhere else. All he has is striking. And yeah, I will say, pretty simple. Andre Lima, he's just a better overall overall fighter compared to Kevin. I can see Andre picking apart Kevin with the striking. Maybe he'll mix in some grappling, but I don't know. I think he'll just keep this on the feet. And yeah, Andre wins this fight third round TKO. Now, next fight, we got Hyder Emil versus C-Rod. And Hyder came off the Contender Series with the UD win. Went on a 3-fight win streak, and he's been 0-2 after that win streak. So, yeah, it's not looking too good. He has good striking, and, well, his grappling, it's kind of lackluster, if I'm being honest. C-Rod, mid-UFC career, this dude 5-4. Almost 50-50. 1-3 in his last 4. Decently well-rounded. Somewhat good grappling, I'll say. And yeah, this is a tough prediction, I will admit it. I genuinely do believe this is a toss-up due to how both of these fighters have panned out so far in their careers. But if I had to say who I believe is the overall better fighter, I would say Christian is a better fighter compared to Hyder. Hyder's grappling has been tested in his last few fights, with his grappling weakness being prevalently shown. And C-Rod, he's a decent grappler. So I do think C-Rod gets him down to the mat, rides him out, maybe controls him on the fence. So yeah, C-Rod, he wins this by UD. And Ion Cutelaba versus Navajo Sterling. And yeah, I do believe this is a striking showcase because Ion, he's actually a pretty decent striker. This dude, he could have... No. I was thinking of Justin Jacoby. I don't think he fought. Now, this dude, Ion, he actually did give... I'm trying to think of that dude who Alex lost to and then beat. Can't remember the name, bro. Who the fuck is that Muslim Mogul? That dude who said no Chama. How am I forgetting this dude? This dude was literally champ last year. Wow, what's his name? I don't remember, but he actually fought him twice. This first time he like tried to feint being KO'd, but he was actually putting it on Magomedov. How do I forget these people's names, bro? But yeah, Eon, inconsistent UFC run, 9-10. Bro, this is 20th fight. How did I not realize that while writing this? His striking, it's his bread and butter. What else can I say? But his grappling, it's actually kind of on the level to where he's decently well rounded. Now Navajo Sterling comes out of CKB, where Izzy, Olberg. No, Tui Vossa doesn't train there, so it doesn't drag him down. I believe Dan Hooker, Volk. I'm doing quotation with my finger. He's technically a member there. But yeah, Navajo, CKB alum, came off the Contender Series with a KO win. He's on a 4-5 winning streak, which, I mean, some good and bad names in there. And his striking is great. And he has actually shown off his offensive and defensive grappling, so he is well-rounded, which I say for a lot of these guys. But if you're a well-rounded UFC fighter, you can actually make it far. That's all I can say. Now, yeah, I do have Navajo winning this. And yeah, I'm going with the hype of Navajo. I mean, I will say I don't believe that Navajo will get a finish on Eon. I think I phrased that a little wrong. Pulse. I mean, look, Eon, he has a decent chin, so. And also his grappling, I mean, I don't think Navajo's grappling is good enough to where you can get a sub. And as for Navajo's game plan, it will involve him striking Eon Kutilaba at range. You know, pitter-pattering strikes. And, I mean, yeah, just punch him in the body, leg kicks. Maybe he'll mix in the grappling. I mean, who knows? So, yeah, I have Navajo winning this UD. And, yeah, oh shit, that was, damn. I'm already on the main event, shit. How short is this card? And, yeah, this is a rematch, which I'm pretty sure, who knows, this will actually probably get beat into MMA fans' heads as we go into this, where it's like, wow, the rematch. These guys actually fought each other. People forget, man, these guys fought each other in Ryzen. And, well, yo, that sounded like Carl Anthony Towns there. Hold on. Yeah, Manel Kape, 7-1 in his last 8, which is really fucking good record. He is very well rounded. His striking is what he really excels at, though. But his grappling defensively is quite good. Now, offensively, there really isn't much to say because he doesn't go for takedowns. But if you watch that, who's Muhammad Wakaya fight, he really shows that his defensive grappling is quite solid, even against a guy like Muhammad Wakaya. And I don't know, maybe that's a good reason to watch the fight back. Just kidding, don't. That's probably one of the worst fights in UFC history. So bad that one of the dudes got cut for being boring. But yeah, Kyoji Horiguchi, well-rounded. Only loss in the UFC was to arguably top three UFC GOAT and the flyweight GOAT, Demetrius Johnson. And in their first outing, he beat Manel Kape with an arm triangle. Now, obviously, both these guys have improved. I mean, Kyoji, I believe he's 34, though, so who knows. Either he's gotten, I mean, in his previous, I believe this will be his third fight, if I'm researching right. He has shown he's pretty good. And, I mean, yeah, Kyoji, he excels in both grappling and striking. But if I had to choose who would win this, yeah, I'm going Manel Kape. I think Manel Kape, he's going to get his get back. Because Manel Kape's athleticism is, I mean, this dude is quite athletic. Look, I know the guy no nipples may tell you otherwise, but this dude is decently athletic. And he's got power in his hands. Because I do think both of these guys aren't on the same level skill set wise. And Manel Kape's grappling defense is what I really see helping him out. Can help him out here. I mean, this dude held his own against Muhammad Mokaev in the grappling department. Now, Muhammad, he did get him down a bit, but I mean, he didn't really do much because Manel was like, man, fuck this shit. But how do I see Manel winning this? I do see Manel Kape outstriking Kyoji and trying to make sure he does not engage in grappling with Kyoji Horiguchi. And I mean, yeah, Manel, I think he wins this in by 4th round TKO. And I mean, damn, that's really it. I mean, shit. Yeah, I mean, if you made this far into the video, really appreciate you like and subscribe, do that YouTube stuff. Just hope that everybody out there, even if they're not watching this, is just safe and happy with what they're doing in their life. If you're gonna do something, just at least be happy doing it, as long as it ain't hurting nobody. And I mean, yeah, that's all I really gotta say, y'all. Peace.